Some drawings come from skill, others come from mistakes. Today was both. If this is your first time here, hi and welcome. My name is Atreyu, and I'm drawing something new with inks every single day for InkTober. And if you're returning to this challenge, welcome back. Today is day 20 of the series. My goal for today was to create a half human, half robotic entity. And have you ever let go of control in what you're creating? Have you ever given yourself the chance to be free? This is something that I think we all can feel and agree upon that's there with us at all times, is that feeling of structure in whether it's a processy that we're following or it's a similar mental pattern that we follow, or maybe it's a matter of how we approach social situations where we don't want to embarrass ourselves publicly, so we stay in the path of conversation that we think is acceptable to talk about, that's normal to talk about. But what happens when you stay so confined and restrictive in everything that you do in life, even with art? You limit yourself from growth. So there's a big ticket item that I want to talk to you about today. It's obviously going to be pretty quick. Most of these conversations are pretty quick, but they're open, they're honest, and I try to express them in the best way that I can. I'm trying to be loose with it as well. You know, I'm actively pursuing the freedom to express my thoughts in the way that I speak without the feeling of, oh no, what are my viewers going to think of me and how I go about my business. So I think we all feel this. And relating back to art, even with today's piece, I wanted to have a looseness to it while I was creating. There's structure, there's form, there's all this and that, but especially when it comes time for adding the values in, I find that just kind of going with the feeling of it and acting on it without hesitation, without that rigid idea of or keeping things so precisely in the lines of whatever that you're creating with energy and movement and a free-flowing form can make things end up to look a lot more attractive than if you were to be so strict. And I have fallen previously victim to my own self trying to be so structured in the things that I make, and what ends up happening is it loses its energy, its feeling, its vibe, if you rather. And I've always been, I still am, inspired by those artists that can create so loosely, even to the very end, where they just add a little extra tight detail on top of this loose painting, and it ties it all together in such an incredible way. So yeah, I think it's all something that we need to work on, and letting go of that control, being more free to express, will only bring you a benefit. And today I feel like this piece is one of my favorite pieces so far, for sure. I love the multi-layered inlay into the mask, how it kind of gets sucked into the robotic area. I like the attire. That was fun to kind of loosely develop. It was unexpected, but we just started throwing it together, and it worked out pretty cool. Overall, I'm pretty happy with today's piece. And that's it for today's art. But now it's time for the big question.
The question of the day.
If you could hang any of these Inktober drawings that I've made so far on your wall, which one would it be? And for tomorrow, you can expect the drawing to be something completely different than today's. If you're sticking with me through all of these 31 days of Inktober, You're officially a part of the challenge here with me, and I will see you tomorrow. So peace, my friends. Have a good night.